This mind is made from the material energy of God, which is Maya. This material energy is a Shakti, a power of the Supreme Almighty. So our mind and intellect are made from Maya, and only that person can subdue them who can overcome Maya. Now, Maya is the energy of God. If anyone conquers Maya, it means he has conquered God. Can anybody defeat God? No. In the same way, nobody can defeat Maya either. Big yogis, munis, rishis, tapasvis, jnanis, they all admit defeat before God's material energy. What then is the way to overcome Maya? Let's try and understand that one thing. One sadhu practiced austerities. From Haridwar, he had gone up the mountains and was engaged in spiritual practice in a cave. Now, once in 12 years, the Kumbh Mela takes place in Haridwar. He descended from the mountains to participate. The Kumbh Mela has millions of people there. One Sethji from Delhi did not pay attention to Sadhuji Maharaj, and his shoe fell on the sadhu's nail, scratching it out of his foot. When the sadhu saw his foot bleeding, in the pain he screamed and boiled over, "Are you blind? Can you not see?" Then he began thinking, what did I do? 12 years of sadhana in the hills, and it got washed away in 1 second in this world. But that is how Maya is. Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Moh. None of these can be subdued by the biggest rishis and munis. What then is the way to overcome Maya? We need the grace of God. Very simple. Hey Bhagavan, tera hi asra. I am so astonished that all these motivational speakers and self-help people, they don't bring in the element of grace into the picture. Then how can you expect to achieve complete mastery? Consider this story. Let us say that you went to meet your friend. He has a pet dog and there is a board on the gate, "Beware of dog." You did not read it. You were coming up casually, opening the latch of the gate when you heard a growling sound. Brr. There's a German shepherd. Say, my God. You quickly latched the gate and said, how can I get in now? Maybe he's got a back entrance. You went to the back gate and the dog has come there as well. Do you have the guts? No. You find no way to go past the dog. So what to do? Finally, when all your means are finished, you call out to the owner, Ramesh Bhai. Ramesh Bhai now comes out and he sees, oh, my Smokey is troubling Dinesh Bhai. Hey, Smokey, come here. Now, Smokey's master has called him. Smokey comes and sits by Ramesh Bhai with the tail shaking. He has been neutralized. You walk in bravely now, nothing to fear. How did you get past the dog? By taking the shelter of its master. In the same way, we have God and His material energy, Maya. When we try yoga, yajna, japa, tapa, vrata, puja, and none of these techniques succeed, finally then we cry out to the Lord, you please help me. And when His grace descends, endowed by His mercy, we develop the ability to face and overcome the material energy. There was one dog that used to live in Ayodhya. And from ashram, somebody threw a roti and that dog would go and eat it. So it was a difficult life for the dog. And one dog came from Allahabad. In India, there are lots of stray dogs. So this dog from Allahabad, big city, he spoke to the dog from Ayodhya and said, "Why are you in the chakkar of Ayodhya? You come with me to Allahabad. There you see, in those shops of those halwais, what kind of maltal you will get. Malpua and amriti and gulab jamuns and rasgullas, they'll all be thrown there for you." So the Ayodhya dog said, "All right then, that's a great suggestion you've given. Let's go." They planned it out that every day we will cover about 20 kilometers. And in 5 days, we will reach Allahabad. So they started off at 6 a.m. next morning. By the time they had walked 20 kilometers, it was 6 in the evening, it was getting a little dark, and they had reached a village. They said, "Let's make this as our night halt. And we will also get something to eat out here." But as they were entering the village, the dogs of those village, they growled and chased them out. This is the dog's mentality. They have their own territories. If another dog comes, they will roar. These two dogs, they were completely outnumbered. They said that there is no point, these dogs are very bad. Never mind. That 40-kilometer halt we had planned for day number 2, let's continue till there. So they continued. At 4 a.m. in the morning, they reached the second halt. But there also, when they tried to enter the village, those dogs also made them run. And these two did not stop anywhere. They did not challenge. "How dare you misbehave with me? What do you think of yourself? Come, I will see to you." If they had kept that kind of an attitude, they would have been badly bruised and been lying under a tree, half dead. But the consequence of all those dogs attacking them was that they continued their journey, and the 5-day journey got completed in 48 hours flat, because no dog let them rest around in peace. Likewise, there will always be negative people, negative circumstances. That is how this life is designed. Now, if you keep on fighting, imagine the state of your mind. And if you rise, just take the dualities in your stride. Give a little smile and continue. They will only speeden up your journey. So the saintly person says, "Never mind. These are also blessings." And in the midst of negativity, to remain positive, this is what sadhana is about. Sadhana doesn't mean that everything is positive in my life. Now I'm managing my mind. That anybody can do. Sadhana means there are negative things around, but still you're keeping yourself positive. Sadhana means that there's a reason to be disturbed, but you are not disturbed. There is a reason to be attached, but you're not attached. There's a reason to be proud, and yet you are feeling normal. You do that when you accept negative situations as opportunities for austerity. Remember the two dogs? The negative situations only speeded up their journey. So Sri Krishna is saying, Arjun, those people who have destroyed their sins. Now this is a way of saying those who have purified their hearts. So such kinds of people, they become free from the illusion of dualities. So they take both of them as the graces of God. There was one boy, he was about to graduate from school. His father was a billionaire. So he said, Papa, what gift will you give me for my graduation ceremony? Papa said, Beta, I will give you a Bhagavad Gita. It will provide you wisdom for these turbulent college years and your life ahead. Oh, what an awful papa you are. Is that the way to behave with your child? I'm graduating from school and all you can think of this Bhagavad Gita. I want a Ferrari from you for my graduation. Papa said, I will think about it. So after graduation, when he came home, where is my graduation gift? His papa said, Beta, here it is. He handed the Bhagavad Gita, the song of God, to him. That boy was so annoyed. He said, this older generation, they have no appreciation for the feelings of the youth. My mind was set on that Ferrari and he can afford 1,000 Ferraris. He can't even hand one to me. So he threw the Bhagavad Gita there and stomped out of the house. I'm severing my relationship with you. Now he went off here, he went off there, etc. And the father was thrown into a pool of gloom. My child has left me. I loved him so much. He was searching here and there. Where did my child go? After 1 year, that boy thought, let me return and see how is my family doing. When he reached back home and 3 o'clock in the afternoon, the mother opened the door. He said, how are you? How is my father? The mother said, my child, you have come too late. At 9 in the morning, he departed from the world. He was so much in love with you, he could not bear the separation. And he was in such grief. Finally, he departed. That boy was moved to grief himself. He moved around the house, looking at the old things of his father, until in his room he saw the Bhagavad Gita, and then he remembered this was the Bhagavad Gita that my father had handed me on the graduation ceremony, which ignited all those emotions in me. He lifted up the Gita. He opened it, and there he saw a receipt from the automobile shop. The receipt said, 1 Ferrari payment done in full. The father had actually purchased the Ferrari and gifted it along with the Bhagavad Gita. But the boy did not realize it did not have the packaging that he had wanted. And that is what turned him off so much. In the same way, we want God to package His graces in exactly the way we want. He has His own way of bestowing His mercy upon us. And that is why we deaden ourselves to the miracle of God which is happening, whether we like it or we don't like it. So, the secret then to awaken your best self is to exalt the ordinary moment to the extraordinary moment. To live each moment to the full. To do every little bit as if it is the service of God. In other words, to develop bhav. An old Indian fable relates that a mouse came to reside in a sage's ashram. Now the mouse was scared of the cat which was already living there. Out of mercy upon it, the sage transformed it into a cat. Now it was scared of the dog in that monastery. The sage again took pity and blessed it to become a dog. However, its fear persisted because there were lions in the nearby woods. The sage finally, out of frustration, said, "You will never be cured because you have the heart of a mouse. Go and become a mouse again." What is this fear that paralyzes us from taking action and that hijacks our rational thinking? Let's first hear about it from the Bhagavad Gita. Lord Krishna in 12.15 has said that my devotees who do not fear are very dear to me. I am reading from the commentary, Bhagavad Gita, the Song of God. The cause of fear and anxiety is attachment. It makes us yearn for the subject of attachment and fear separation from it. The moment we become detached from material objects, we become fearless. The devotees are not only free from attachment, they are also in harmony with the will of God. Hence, they experience neither fear nor anxiety. Maharana Pratap was a famous Rajput king who stood up against the Mughal invaders in medieval times. He was informed there was a spy in his palace and he had better be careful for a plot on his life. He must keep 4 bodyguards with him all the time. Maharana Pratap gave a classic response. He said, "I would rather die once than live at every moment in the fear of death." So what is the worst case scenario? Is it that bad? Somebody said, "Fear not that your life will come to an end. Rather fear that it never had any beginning." As per the Bhagavad Gita, the main cause for fear is attachment. Bhoge roge bhayam. If you are attached to sensual enjoyment, you will fear disease. Kule chuti bhayam. If you are attached to high position, you will fear downfall. Vitte nripalad bhayam. If you are attached to wealth, you will dread penury. Sarva vastu bhayanvitam bhuvinirnam vairagyam eva bhayam. The moment we become virakt or detached, we become fearless. Let's take inspiration from Bal Gangadhar Tilak, who was the first leader of India's independence struggle, and he was the one who presented the slogan, "Azadi Hamara Janma Siddh Adhikar hai. Freedom is my birthright. I want complete and absolute freedom for my country from the colonialists." So Bal Gangadhar Tilak, although so active in political life, was also a deeply spiritual person, and he wrote an extremely scholarly commentary on the Bhagavad Gita. He lived his life as per the precepts of Karma Yoga taught by Lord Krishna. There is a wonderful story about him. Once, British police came to arrest him and they said that we need to put you in prison as per section 126 of the Penal Code. He said, please give me a couple of minutes to freshen up. And he told his friend, find out what are my rights under section 126 of the Penal Code. And then he allowed the police to take him and get him incarcerated. When his friend came a few hours later to the prison to meet Bal Gangadhar Tilak, he was astonished to find Tilak blissfully sleeping and snoring without a care in the world. He had done what was required, but was free from fear. It is said that once his son became unwell, and the wife came to him while he was in office and said, our son is not doing well at all. Tilak called for the doctor to see him and continued working. The wife was frantic and she said, your son is unwell, you have no fear. He said, I have informed the doctor. What else can I do? And thereby he exemplified the fact that the root cause of fear is attachment. And the way to overcome it is to free our mind from all kinds of attachments.